All right, so for our mobility circuit number 1, we're going to go through 1 breathing drill and about 4 mobility exercises focusing on the hips and the shoulders. So first one, we're just going to go for our normal A to P, so anterior to posterior breathing on our back. I won't go through it in too much detail, but basically we just want to keep the thumbs on the low ribs, fingers on the belly, and we want to exhale, tuck the belly under. And when we're breathing, we just want to make sure that we don't feel like these low ribs are pulling apart too much. They're staying tucked in. That's what's going to get you to your anterior to posterior expansion of the rib cage. So I'll just demo 1 rep. You're going to breathe all the air out with a flat back. Thumbs are on the low ribs. We're going to breathe in. Low ribs are going to stay tucked in. They're not going to flare apart. And I can feel some nice compression of my back into the mat here. So that's the way I know I'm getting my posterior expansion. Cool. Once we've done that, 5 reps, we're going to jump up into our strider stretch, really basic here. Just going to walk out into a plank, get the right foot to the right wrist. Cool. And we're just going to stay here and feel a nice stretch through like the groin on the right side and the front of the hip on the left side. From there, we can throw in some T-spine rotation. So big reach up, getting some movement through the thoracic spine. That's going to be 1 rep, 2 reps, and we'll go for 5 each side there. Next up, going to find something to hold onto. And this one, we just want to stretch like all down the side of the rib cage and all down the side of the hip. So the outside leg is going to wrap around the bottom, and then the outside hand is just going to grab something. I've got a rack here, but it doesn't really matter. It can be a doorway, whatever. And then we're just going to think about pushing this hip bone over that way to the right hand side, and try to feel a big opening through the ribs and through this hip. So we can stay here for 5 breaths or roughly 45 seconds. Inhale, exhale, and you can see I'm just like using this arm a little bit to kind of push myself out because I'm a bit tight on this side. Cool. So once we've done both sides there, about 45 seconds, back out to the mat. Next drill, we just got a basic 90-90 hips. Cool. So internal rotation, external of the hips. So we're going to set up 90-degree angle here, 90-degree angle here. 2 levels to this one. Level number 1, we're going to have the hands in between the legs when we rotate over. And level number 2, we're going to go no hands. So a little bit more through the core, a little bit more stimulus through the hips. And our last drill, going to go into a frog stretch with a little bit of active movement. So for our frog, just targeting loosening up the adductors on the inside of the leg and the groin. We're going to go super wide legs, and elbows on the ground. From here, I want you to tuck your belly in a little bit so we're tight through the abs, and that's going to help us get a little bit more range when we push backwards. So I can get to about here. I'm feeling like quite a big stretch through in between my thighs, like my groin. Cool. So we'll go for about 5 or 6 reps here. Again, roughly 45 seconds if we do it slow. Oh. Fuck, I hope that